Hello, welcome to the Motivational Midwife. My name's Lynn Jones, and today I'm going to talk about um, things you can do if you want to be a midwife. So I've seen quite a lot of posts going up on Facebook about people who want to be midwives, but they are struggling to gain experience that they feel would be relevant prior to applying. So I felt it would be useful just to really put some thoughts on here that to help you think a bit outside the box of things and skills that you probably already have, but you don't realize that they're relevant. You don't necessarily have to work or volunteer within a maternity setting for your experience to be valid on your application, on your personal statement. So try thinking a little bit outside the box. Even as an 18-year-old, you will have transferable skills that you perhaps haven't thought of as transferable skills. For example, if you've done, say, Duke of Edinburgh Award, you will have team working skills and perhaps leadership skills that are very key to the role of the midwife. Also communication skills. If you perhaps have a Saturday job, you work in retail, you'll have, or even in hospitality, restaurants, pubs, bars, granted that will have been a little bit curtailed with COVID, but prior to that you will have had experience of customer service. So you will have communication skills, you may have some sort of conflict resolution skills as well that are transferable, particularly if you're working in pubs or bars or restaurants, because often you do get irate customers that you then have to deal with. You would have, you're clearly, if you're in these roles, even just as a babysitter, you're clearly responsible, because what parent would leave you in charge of their children if they didn't think you were responsible? So, you need to start thinking about what key skills you do have that actually are applicable to the role of the midwife. And I would suggest it's always a good starting point to go onto the Nursing Midwifery Council website, the NMC website, and the Royal College of Midwives website, and also the International Confederation of Midwives website, because there are there's loads and loads of information, particularly around the role of the midwife. And you can look and see that what skills you have that actually are relevant to the role of the midwife. And I bet there's a lot more than you think there are. In terms of getting sort of exposure to things that might be helpful, that are not necessarily within a maternity setting, think about public health issues, because any public health issues are key to midwifery as well. They're relevant to midwifery as well. And public health role is quite a large part of the role of the midwife. So think about things like obesity. Could you perhaps go to a Weight Watchers or a Slimming World meeting and find out something about that, and if they have anything specific to pregnancy. I know some years ago there was a campaign with Weight Watchers, I think it was, and pregnant women. So look at things like that. Smoking cessation, see if the GP surgery would be happy for you to sit in on a smoking cessation clinic. Any of the sort of clinics with asthma, diabetes, these are all relevant to pregnancy as well as relevant outside of pregnancy. So you can gain valuable experience and valuable knowledge talking to people in those roles about how that particular thing potentially affects pregnancy. You can get in touch with independent midwives. Some of them are quite happy to discuss or talk with you about the role of the independent midwife. Infant feeding coordinators or consultants, they're often very happy for you to shadow them at a clinic. Various antenatal educators are sometimes happy for prospective students to also sit in on clinics or classes. There are a number of things that you can do that you can then link to the role of the midwife when you are writing your personal statement to go along with your application to be a midwife. So I hope this little short video has just given you some food for thought and made you think outside the box of things you can do to help your application. And there you have it, just a few thoughts to help you think outside the box when you're applying to become a midwife. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do. We also have a Facebook page called The Motivational Midwife, and I look forward to seeing you soon.